I'm Kate Cristel A. Adun.
I'm Camille Bingayen.
I'm John Elamar B. Iguban.
I'm Camila Julius B. Jose.
I'm Faith Joy Rodico.
I'm Riza Maydanghe.
I'm Hans Cantor.
I'm Charity Maulad.
I am Gadwin Laban, the leader of Group 3.
Charles Camille Saint-Saëns was a French composer, organist, conductor, and pianist of the Romantic era. His best-known works include Introduction and Rondo Capriccioso in 1863, the Second Piano Concerto in 1868, the First Cello Concerto in 1872, Danse Macabre in 1874, the opera Samson and Delilah in 1877, the Third Violin Concerto in 1880, the Third Organ Symphony in 1886, and the Carnival of the Animals in 1886.
Camille Saint-Saëns was born in October 9, 1835 on Paris, France, and he died in December 16, 1921. He was the only child of Jacques Joseph Victor Saint-Saëns, an official in the French Ministry of the Interior of Francois Clemens. Victor Saint-Saëns was of Norman ancestry, and his wife Clemence Saint-Saëns was from an Hatemerne family.
The young Camille was taken to the country for the sake of his health and for 2 years lived with a nurse at Corbeil. When Saint-Saëns was brought back to Paris, he lived with his mother and her widowed aunt, Charlotte Masson. Before he was 3 years old, he displayed perfect pitch and enjoyed picking out tunes on the piano. His great aunt taught him the basics of pianism, and when he was 7, he became the pupil of Camille Marie Stamati, a former pupil of Frederick Kalkbrenner.
Saint-Saëns has been composing since the age of 3. His mother preserved his early works, and in adult life he was surprised to find them technically competent though great musical interest. The earliest surviving piece dated March 1839 in the collection of Paris Conservatoire. He was a musical prodigy. He made his concert debut at the age of 10. After studying at the Paris Conservatoire, he followed a conventional career at a church organized first at Saints Mary's Paris, and from 1858, La Madeleine, the official church of the French Empire. After leaving the post 20 years later, he was a successful freelance pianist and composer in demand in Europe and the Americas.
Camille Saint-Saëns was a scholar of musical history and remained committed to the structures worked out by earlier French composers. This brought him into conflict in his later years with composers of the Impressionist and Expressionist schools of music. Although there were neoclassical elements in his music foreshadowing works by Stravinsky and Lesseps, he was often regarded as a reactionary in the decades around time of his death.
Saens held only one teaching post at the École de Musique Classique and Religieuse in the Paris, and remained there for less than 5 years. It was nevertheless important in the development of French music. His students include Gabriel Fauré, among whose own later pupils was Maurice Ravel. Both of them were strongly influenced by Saint-Saëns, whom they revered as a genius.
After allowing the lesson to run over, he would go to piano and revels to us those works of master from which the rigorous classical nature of our programming of the stud can us at a distance.
Saint-Saëns was outstanding in many subjects. In addition to his musical prowess, he distinguished himself in the study of French. literature, Latin and Greek, divinity, and mathematics. His interests include philosophy, art, theology, and astronomy, of which particularly the last he remained a talented amateur in later life.
Saens is a consummate master of composition, and no one possesses a more profound knowledge than he does of the secret and resources of the art. But the creative faculty does not keep pace with the technical skill of the workman.
His incomparable talent for orchestration enables him to give relief to ideas which would otherwise be crude and mediocre in themselves. His works are on the one hand not frivolous enough to become popular in the widest sense, nor on the other to take hold of the public by that sincerity and warmth of feeling which is so convincing.
Among the musicians who were quick to spot Saens' talent were the composers Gioacchino Rossini, Hector Berlioz, and Franz Liszt, and the influential singer Pauline Viardot, who all encouraged him in his career. In early 1858, Saens moved from Saint Mary to the high-profile post of organist of La Madeleine, the official church of the Emperor. Liszt heard him playing there and declared him the greatest organist in the world.